Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Charles Sebastian, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. So as you guys know, tonight we have Game 5 of the NBA Western Conference Finals, and we could potentially see the Oklahoma City Thunder go back to the finals for the second straight year in a row, or it could go back to be Spurs could win Game 6, and we could have a Game 7 back in Oklahoma City. So there are a lot of things on the line here. But since covering these playoffs, especially the Western Conference and Eastern Conference Finals, it is clear to me now that I'm spending more time focusing on SGA and the Thunder that a lot of people don't like SGA. And by people, I'm talking about NBA fans. They just do not like the way he plays and the way his team plays. And specifically, they just can't. People can't get over this flopping. Every game that SGA plays where there's a few egregious flopping and all of that, the clips, and they just go viral on the internet the next day, and everyone is talking about it. So this morning I was looking for what to discuss, and I came across an article here from Fadeaway World with the headline. I want to read it. It says, Michael Wilbon warns kids will learn flopping if SGA wins another title. It says SGA continues dominating the NBA on the court, but according to longtime analyst Michael Wilbon, the Oklahoma City Thunder superstar may also be creating a dangerous trend for the next generation of basketball players. Speaking on Get Up, Wilbon warned that SGA's success combined with his controversial foul drawing style could completely change how young kids approach the game. So what we want to do is play the audio here. They also had Jay Williams there. He weighed in on this, and he's been pretty vocal on this issue of flopping. So take a listen to what these guys had to say here, and I'm going to come back and continue on with the show. Take a listen to them here.
And lost. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's name would be added to that list, which I think, and I give credit to I'm forgetting where I first heard it, so I can't give credit, but Chris Canty was the one who said it first. He said, we're going to have some uncomfortable conversations about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander because he's a terrific player. He deserves to be the MVP of the league. Are we ready to put him in that company?
I think you do that later. I think we get so carried away now with legacy and all these things. Let's see where this goes. Because first of all, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is entering the prime of his career. He could do this a couple of more times. And then what?
Yep.
So suppose he goes on that list in a way that nobody else is. He does it consecutive years, like 4. We got to wait. Maybe at this moment we feel a little reluctant to put him there. But Greeny, I mean, in 2 years, we don't know how we're going to frame this discussion.
What do you think, Jay Will?
I would say, stat-wise, I think he's in that conversation because the numbers, and you can't take anything away from the numbers. I think stats and styles are very different things. And I think when you look at some of those other players, the styles in which they played, it felt like that's an elite group. And I still think we're waiting to see how that style eventually emerges for SGA because, attacking a lot of free throws, falling down to the ground a lot. Look, nobody's taken away from how brilliant he is offensively. It's just a very different style that people aren't going to associate with the other styles.
Let's say it more directly. I'm not old enough to have watched Bill Russell. Steph Curry, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Larry Bird were among the most enjoyable players to watch in the history of this or any sport. You couldn't take your eyes off of them. A great many people don't enjoy watching SGA play. It's not taking anything away from him. He has found a way to play that is extremely effective. They've won a championship and may very well be on the verge of winning another. They may very well be at the beginning of a dynasty that lasts a decade. But the reality is, when you watched Michael Jordan play, when you watched Steph Curry play, when you watched Larry Bird play, you were mesmerized. You were glued. It was magical to watch. And this is a never-ending parade to the free throw line. And are they going to blow the whistle or are they not going to blow the whistle? That's really what the experience is like. And I think that does make a difference in a conversation of this kind.
It does, but there were other players who stylistically weren't the greatest, and they were great players. I can think of a 2-time MVP right now in Moses Malone,
right,
who lived at the foul line, who pounded the boards and got 9 offensive rebounds in a game and scored that way, and there was nothing stylistic or magical about it. And yet, I'm one of those people who thinks that Moses Malone gets short shrift in these conversations, not necessarily of the GOAT conversation, but just a truly great, impactful player, multiple franchises.
Right.
So, I mean, Shai Gilgeous, again, I just think that has to be written, Greeny. We're a little premature.
Mike, you know what I think a little bit of the problem is, though? Like the slight hesitation, because we're all basketball people. The slight hesitation where you have to be like, You have to think about how you frame it. You don't have to think about how you frame the other guys.
No.
You don't. Like,
He's
automatically.
not, he's not with them now, and he might not ever be with them. I'm just saying he's got a chance.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
there's still some
asking
evolving
if the
here.
style by which he does it impacts the
Yes.
way people perceive it.
Right. And again, what you were saying is box office, right? Like, are you running to the TV to watch him play versus, and again, it's all generational, but when you have watched the players we're talking about in Steph Curry, LeBron, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Bill Russell,
Glued to your network.
These are players that you were drawn to, that you tried to imitate. Who's imitating SGA? Who's using him as an example of this is today's NBA? Because I don't know if that's really what you want. It doesn't take away from his accomplishments and what he's done. We have to always say that because it doesn't make him not a great player. But when you look at that list, one of these things is not like the other.
I mean, just look at that play. So I mean, if that, you know,
I mean, by the way,
look at
down
this.
the stretch in Game 5, guys, I mean, he was on the floor almost every other shot. I mean, there's a reason why he went to the free throw line 17 times.
I'm telling you right now.
That will not be happening tonight.
Here's what.
No, it won't.
That will not
Not
happen.
in San Antonio.
Can I make a prediction? And you've been covering this league. You're literally in the Basketball Hall of Fame. If the Thunder play the Knicks in the NBA Finals, with the magnitude of this market and all of the coverage and all of the conversation it creates, the way he is officiated, the way the games themselves are officiated, will be under a microscope, under a spotlight, unlike any that I think it has ever been before.
I don't know about ever. I mean, we went through this.
You got to go back maybe to
Bad Boy
Sacramento and the
Pistons
Lakers.
and Jordan and all of that stuff was examined to death.
Yeah.
I was there front row for that. Green, you make a great point. It just depends on whether they win. Winning covers all this stuff.
Yeah.
The deodorant that covers all stink is winning. And if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander goes back-to-back and he's on deck and he enters next season as a two-time champion and two-time MVP, guess what? There'll be kids out in the playground learning how to fly.
Oh, no.
Listen.
Please, no.
You know what, Alan?
Please, no.
People may not.
Jay's leaving.
Jay.
Jay's leaving.
Jay, but you guys know I'm right.
Let's set those kicks and get ready to fall.
You know I'm right. I mean, this is people imitate whatever winning is, right? And that's how it's going to be framed. They can be upset in New York City. Guess what? They'll have to live with it.
Great. So you heard what they had to say. I just want to read a little bit more what it says. It says, honestly, a lot of NBA fans already feel like that shift is happening. SGA has become one of the most unstoppable offensive players in basketball. He led the league with another MVP season while helping the Oklahoma City Thunder chase back-to-back championships, but his ability to constantly generate free throws and manipulate defenders has also created massive controversy around the league. During the regular season, SGA averaged 9 free throws attempts per game, which ranked 4th in the NBA. He converted 7 of 9 of those attempts in the playoffs. These numbers have climbed even higher. SGA is averaging 10 free throws a game during the postseason, ranked 2nd among all players, while his 9.2 made free throws per game lead the entire playoffs. So, what are my thoughts about this? It's a tough one. It's a tough one for me because obviously SGA is a great player. Obviously. Very talented, knows how to score. But I want to go back to what Jay Williams said, which is stylistically, that's where things kind of fall apart. I'm a Kobe guy. And by proxy, I'm a Michael Jordan guy. I think Kobe and Jordan have the most beautiful basketball games to watch ever. Especially Kobe. I mean, Jordan too. I mean, right there. Pick the one you want. I mean, it was just beautiful. I remember one of the commentators said watching Kobe play is like Mozart and sneakers. I mean, it's beautiful to see. Beautiful. And I think that plays a role in all of it. Then the last player that kind of had it was like a version of these two guys was probably Kawhi Leonard. But Kawhi Leonard was a little bit more stiff than Kobe. So although Kawhi had the great footwork, fadeaway and all of that, he doesn't have that fluidity in his game like Jordan and Kobe, even with the hang time, the dunking. He doesn't have that, right? SGA, and he said that Kobe's his favorite player of all time, his muse or whatever. I see some similarities in Kobe and SGA. Mannerisms are there. Where they operate on the floor, similar spots. Certain style, some moments similar, but I think SGA is also very different from Kobe Bryant. One, SGA plays to draw fouls. He doesn't play to finish plays. He every shot, I mean, if you just pull up reels, I mean, footage of him just jumping and landing on the floor, falling on the floor. You can't pull up that type footage. Anyone that says that they never saw Kobe Bryant play, and I'm not going to take it. It's probably some idiotic LeBron fan or something like that. No. That's the first thing. Secondly, he's not as athletic as Kobe. Kobe would attack the rim and dunk over guys like shot blockers like Dwight Howard. Like Kobe was a little bit more ferocious of a finisher, as well as MJ, obviously. He doesn't have as many acrobatic finishes as Jordan. I would say Jordan is as good as a finisher as anybody that ever played in basketball. Jordan is good as finishing under the rim as Kyrie Irving, and as good as finishing under the rim. Yes, Michael Jordan. Go look at his layup packages. It's just as impressive as anybody ever. You can make an argument is even more impressive. Yeah, you want to talk about Kyrie Irving's height and all of that, but that has nothing to do with Michael Jordan. If you go look at Michael Jordan's and ones, and it's something again, you watch Jordan play and you're saying to yourself, how is this even real? How am I watching this, right? So, and SGA doesn't play defense at the level that those guys play. Those guys are all first NBA caliber defensive players. So, for whatever reason, I think what's going to happen is if SGA doesn't modify his play style and stop drawing so many fouls or playing for fouls, it's going to cause a lot of people to hate on him. And you can kind of see it, the groundswell, right? Me, I can't force myself to like what I don't like. If over time I begin to like SGA naturally, then fine. But I'm not going to force myself to. But you can see it kind of building up. In terms of the flopping thing and Michael Wilbon, we're getting there. We're absolutely getting there.